cameras, roadblocks, number plate scans. A manhunt was launched. The next day, the suspect was shot in a standoff with police and died after taking a bullet to the shoulder. He left a blood-stained note saying where to find the woman. Frantically, the police searched for her, but she was already dead, raped and strangled. Her body was found the day after that, dumped in a patch of gorse. The Gardaí thought she'd been killed within 45 minutes of her abduction. Her name was Justine Valdez, and she was 24 years old. You might think this sounds like an American story, from a land of lonely highways and armed cops. But in fact it happened near Dublin, Ireland, in a populated area and in broad daylight. And it wasn't even unusual. The worst part was, it had happened before. Possibly many times. After this murder, people began to recall other, similar cases. The Carlo attack, of course, with such a similar MO, and others before that too. The missing women from the 90s, the dirty secret of Dublin and around. I've so far not come across anyone outside Ireland who's heard of these cases, but people there remember. Between 1993 and 1998, 8 women went missing from an area roughly 80 miles around Dublin, leading some to nickname it the Vanishing Triangle. There was speculation about a serial killer, responsible for some or all of these cases. It's worth noting that not everyone likes this name, or believes it was the same person who killed the women, although almost everyone agrees they must be dead. It's true that this is the most densely populated area of the country, and that over 9,000 people are reported missing each year in Ireland, with around 900 considered long-term missing. All the same, the population in the 90s was only 3.5 million, and so many disappearances so close to each other, with no bodies ever found, raise questions. Was there in fact a serial killer at work in Ireland, never identified until it was too late? Despite the large number of disappearances in a short space of time, it was years before they were even examined together. By then they had stopped. As well as the missing, there were also several murders during this time or just before, of women whose bodies were found in the same mountainous area. A connection between the disappearances has never been formally declared, and in most cases the women's families found their response from the Irish police disappointing and inadequate. A task force set up to look into the Triangle disappearances, Operation Trace, failed both to link the cases or to find any sign of the missing women. The youngest was 17. One was heavily pregnant when she disappeared. One was American, of Irish heritage. One went missing right outside her front door in the middle of the day. All left behind families who've never had answers, or even a body to bury. The 2018 murder of Justine Valdez, so shocking and incomprehensible, stirred up all these questions again, memories of the missing and dead women from 20 years before, many of them possibly pulled into cars and abducted, or last seen walking along main roads. Justine was even taken from the same village where the first missing woman was last seen, in 1993. Could these cases all be linked? Was this latest murder a resurgence in the same series of crimes? When I heard about Justine's murder in 2018, like many other Irish people, I started thinking about the 90s cases. I was growing up in Ireland myself during this time, just north of the border. I was 11 when the first disappearance took place, and 16 when they ended. But I don't remember hearing anything about them at the time. No news reports, no warnings that women and girls were going missing. Although I was young, I watched the news every night from the time I was in primary school, which is maybe something you do when you grow up in a war zone. I was 2 years younger than one of the missing women, 1 year younger than another. But I was never told their names. I don't remember advice to be careful, or not any more than the usual warnings girls are given as soon as they can walk. Don't take a lift. Don't trust strangers. Don't wear that. Like it's your own responsibility. Instead, I first heard about the cases when I was almost 30, researching a series of novels about a fictional missing persons unit. At the time, I was shocked. How could so many women vanish, and it was barely even talked about? The 2018 murder stirred up memories.